Oh no. Okay. What is up, guys? Can everybody hear me? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Can everybody hear me? Oh no. You're gonna hear me twice now. It looks like it's working. Yeah. Y'all can hear. Okay, sweet. Welcome, guys. Today, I kind of wanted to stream yesterday, but I'm kind of glad I didn't because there's more news that I haven't been able to cover in my most recent video. Um, Basically, if you're not caught up, there is a bunch of news regarding the season pass. Thankfully, I still have my highlight plugin. But yeah, we're going to be breaking down this update inside Infinite. This went up about 1 day ago, 21 hours ago. And then there was a brand new thing that popped up on Waypoint 2 hours ago. So yeah, just give me a moment while I'm trying to make sure the stream, is it looking good? Is it sounding good, guys? Let me know. And I've been having so much fun streaming, so I think I might start streaming these Inside Infinite updates. Let me know if y'all want that. And let's see. I sure hope. I sure hope I'm still streaming, man. I'm still getting messages, so. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You know what? I really should have restarted my computer before I started the stream because it is going slow today. Very offended right now. Anyways, so yeah, if you haven't seen my video, probably watch it. But if not, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be covering this anyway. We got a brand new Inside Infinite update, which basically breaks down everything about progression, the seasons, the events. And yeah, events, that's a thing. And so I'm going to be kind of taking it pretty chill, just be talking about this with you guys, reading y'all's comments. And also, we have a new member, Vix Vero Zen. Maybe I need to take an English class again. I don't know. Y'all have some interesting names. But thank you and welcome, Verixen, for becoming the second member ever on HaloFollower. Really cool. Being a member gets you priority in streams. If you say something, I'm going to be trying to keep an eye out for the members. And then also just going to be giving just them priority. But, yeah, I'm going to be trying to read all the comments anyway. And yeah, I just started, if someone's asking that. And just trying to catch up on the chat. Okay, cool. I think we're all pretty much ready. But anyways, just jumping right into the article, there's a lot of stuff that I'm just probably not going to really break down in depth unless you guys want me to. I haven't really read, honestly, I kind of zoned a little bit because some of this article has stuff about Waypoint. But yeah, I just want to focus on the juicy stuff and just kind of get y'all's thoughts on it and then just kind of talk about it. But yeah, they're going to be expanding upon seasons. MCC, as we all thought, was actually the testing grounds for MCC. For Halo Infinite, which is pretty relevant because, well, there's a lot of things we could draw from that. Mainly, not really anything that they haven't confirmed, but we do know that after the game launches, there's going to be new weapons, new armor, new customization, new features. They talk about it, new stuff. But yeah, anyway. But seasons. This is something that's definitely going with MCC. It's going to have a new season every 3 months. This game's going to have... Basically, these seasons are going to come with updates. Basically, do you guys remember the Halo 5 DLC things that would come out every I don't know, 3 to 6 months? They're basically doing that with Halo Infinite. And they're going to be dropping new gameplay content. Here it is. New events, new systems, new customizations, which basically includes new skins and armors, probably new cosmetic items for your Warthog and your Spartan and things like that. New progressions, new. Let me just read the chat real quick, catch up, because I have not been. When the flights will be. So the flights will be later this summer. And we really don't know much about it. Someone was talking about that is like later this summer, but that doesn't necessarily mean at the end of summer. So summer basically ends this year on September 22nd, at least, I guess, in North America. But basically in the next 2 to 3 months. But honestly, I think at the end of July, we'll probably start hearing a lot about it. And then in August, they might start rolling it out. And considering how they're going to roll out these things, I don't know if it's just going to be one big flight or one big beta for 1 week like traditionally in the past. There's going to be numerous flights probably that only involve, maybe the first one might only have 500 people in it. And then the next one might have 10,000 and then 50,000 and so on, as they did with MCC. But this armor here is called the Wild Coven Armor Coating. Work in progress, of course. Not much to say about it. We could look at this in the full size. But, just take note of the undersuit. Looks great. But, just like the shading and the reflections on it, it's all very different than other armors we've seen. These armor coatings do have a lot of thought put into them. I really wish we could customize armor coatings. Maybe sometime in the future, maybe if this thing doesn't, if armor coatings aren't as popular as Microsoft wants them to be, maybe they won't. By the way, guys, welcome. I just saw an influx of a lot of people that just joined. Almost going up to 400 live viewers right now. Welcome, guys. Today we are breaking down the Inside Infinite update. I did do a short video about 13 minutes long talking about this whole update, focusing on the juicy parts if you'd rather watch that. But this is kind of a more, interactive breakdown, I guess. So welcome. You already addressed the DMR and the Rubicon protocol cover. Yeah, so I guess I could cover that. Oh, I didn't know there was a DMR in this, but yeah, I was going to cover the Inside Infinite update and then the new book, unless you guys want me to cover the new book first. But maybe a lot of y'all have already seen the Inside Infinite update, but we could talk about this, the latest thing 2 hours ago, and I'll probably be recapping this a couple times today. But yeah, so yeah, let's look at this. All right, kicking off things today, we're excited to announce the next novel in the universe that we love, Halo, the Rubicon Protocol. All right. This is Stellar stablemate Kelly Gay. In her last novel, Halo Point of Light, Kelly made a pit stop on the surface of Zeta Halo. Why did I read, by the way? Why did I not read this book, but I read Shadows of Reach? Right? I guess Shadows of Reach wasn't entirely useless, but it is frustrating that I put so much time and effort in reading that one book, and then, Point of Light, I was so discouraged after Shadows of Reach's ending because it was very unfulfilling. But this is your first time in a live stream. Welcome, and welcome, guys. I did a lot of streams earlier this month with E3, and I'm just really enjoying it, so I might just be doing more of these. And yeah, trying to get to know you guys. There's only a few people I really recognize. I don't know if I recognize anyone here, but as far as live streams go, it'd be cool to develop a relationship with you guys via stream. But anyway, Kelly made a pit stop on the surface of Zeta Halo while on the Galactic Calibrating tour with our favorite Mariner class spacecraft and its daring. They hate me, man. Red, hey, what's up, Red? I'll probably recognize. Yeah, anyone that has like really distinct names and avatars, I'll probably remember you. Especially if you never change it. Like, I've just recognized people throughout the years. Welcome, guys. See a few more people just joined. We are recapping Halo news today. I could make a video of this, but it's a different kind of fun doing it like live, Y'all can see me make all the mispronunciations ever because I have to do a lot of retakes of my videos. But anyway, this time, our popular pen pal is heading back to Installation 07, but on a very different mission and with a very different cast of characters. This is an official book. As you can see, the cover shows Zeta Halo. being destroyed. We have a couple Spartans. I really, really wish I read Point of Light at this moment. I might just have to now read it so I can give you guys some proper context. But yeah, I mean, this is a story that is relevant to Halo Infinite, sort of. Like, the things that you read in this book are probably things you're going to see in Halo Infinite, which they say in this next paragraph. But this is kind of a good warm-up, kind of like Shadows of Reach was. It kind of gave us a good idea of what was coming. Is this book on Audible? Dapper Cam asked. I think it will be when it releases. I don't think I didn't see a release date, but let's keep reading together. As you may have been piecing together throughout previous trailers and information drops, Halo Infinite's campaign begins roughly 6 months after the UNSC forces were ambushed at Zeta Halo. Okay, I did not realize they were dropping story information today. Okay, that's interesting. So, 6 months. I could have sworn we got a confirmation of that like a while ago. But 5 or 6 months was always kind of like my guess. Maybe a couple years ago we got the confirmation that it was a few, with the pilot being stuck in space. That's why he had no beard and then he grew a beard, which was kind of showing the time span. But apparently UNSC forces were stationed here on Zeta Halo, and we might see some of that in the Rubicon protocol. The UNSC has been mounting a resistance on the shorn fragment of the ring. Interesting. Desperately trying to hold out long enough for hope to arrive. Oh man! In Halo: The Rubicon Protocol, you'll get a unique glimpse of humanity's struggle to survive amidst a growing banished occupation that takes place in that period. So, it looks like the book is going to take place between Halo Infinite's. Well, let's just call this the Zeta Halo event or whatever, the Zeta Destruction event, something like that. We'll call it something like that. But whatever happened here, and Halo Infinite starts 6 months after whatever happened here, right? Obviously ambushed, right? They were ambushed by banished forces. And between that time, we're going to see, I guess, a couple Spartans survive on Zeta Halo. And get a glimpse of a militia, a group of UNSC forces probably trying to grow, build up a little bit, kind of defend themselves, probably in a hole somewhere, wait for reinforcements. But I don't know, is there really any reinforcements coming? Oh, also, I do want to talk about something fun, which is people have been talking about Cortana, the new Cortana, the weapon, and how that might actually be Cortana tricking Master Chief. So we're actually going to be talking about a lot of stuff today. More people rolling in. Welcome, guys, to the stream. We're covering some brand new stuff that went up 2 hours ago, as well as the Inside Infinite update, focusing on the juicy parts of this massive, massive essay that I'm going to break down for y'all, for those who don't like to read massive essays. I don't like to do it, but, that's what the channel's about, so I got you covered. How's everyone doing, by the way, today? Let me know how you're doing, and what part of the world are you from? I want to see what everyone's up to. See some people talk about Windows 11. Big stuff, homeboys. Hyped for this book. I am too, Blue Airsoft. He sometimes stutters. I guess I do stutter. I stutter on live stream, but that's pretty much it. Just because I'm trying to be professional, I don't want to. I'm just trying to be a pro. Not really. I'm pretty laid back right now. This is not a big deal. Kaylor Peterson, thank you for the super chat. The only Halo vids that matter 100%. Thoughts on story. Thank you for the super chat. Really do appreciate it there, Kaylor Peterson. The thoughts on the story. Like I said a while ago, I'm super excited for the story. Like, I think Halo is back. I mean, they got a hell of a challenge here because Halo 5's story was not that great. I feel like Halo 4 was leading into something, but Halo 5 was like this weird side pivot. I think Halo 5 could have been one of the best Halo games ever if they just changed a few things about the story. It had a lot of great ideas, but like Halo Infinite is going back to the roots. Is it going to be coherent though without cutting a bunch of stuff out from Halo 5? And like I said, like people hated Halo 5. I kind of did too, but I've always been kind of reserved with the idea that it looks like we're looking at a trilogy almost. Like Halo 4 started this Reclamation trilogy, even though they call it the Reclaimer Saga. It started this like first part of the story, and then Halo 5 started, moved into the middle of the story is Act 2. And then Halo Infinite, I always thought of it being kind of like Act 3. It's going to probably conclude the whole Cortana thing because that's been a problem since Halo 3. Halo Infinite could start wrapping up things that were kind of kicked up from Halo 3, right? Anyway, looking at the comments again, we should probably get back into the news here in a second. Welcome, new viewers, welcome. Top 3 characters that are capable of beating the Master Chief. I don't even know. I mean, we've seen that a few times, haven't we? I think the Arbiter would give Chief a hard time. Maybe the Didact, of course, if it wasn't for his stupid cliche monologue. Anyway, I'm going to keep reading this. To be clear, this adventure stands on its own. So like I was saying earlier, this, if you're just joining us, I feel like I'm going to have to repeat myself a lot on this stream, but essentially this is a book taking place after the Zeta event, but before Halo Infinite's story begins. We'll probably see flashbacks and stuff, but man, look at all this rubble. Where is that going? Where is all these parts of the ring going? Because it looks like it's stuck in orbit. That's what we've seen in gameplay. It looks like it's just kind of stuck in orbit. It's truly fascinating too, though. Like you really haven't seen any of this stuff in many sci-fi things, like a ring world kind of being destroyed. We've seen so many cool sci-fi things in Halo, and so many cool sci-fi things with so many different things like Star Wars and Star Trek and really Mass Effect. So many cool sci-fi stuff, but you never really seen it destroyed like this. I think it's very, very cool. They have everything they need to make one of the coolest sci-fi stories ever at this point. It's just, will it pan out well? But we're going to talk about Cortana tricking Master Chief in a little bit. I'll probably say that for probably the better end of the stream. God, I wish I had coffee. I might order Starbucks like right off my phone right now because this is fun. I'm glad that you guys are joining me here today, and chilling out with me. So yeah, fun times. The rubble likely orbits in the gravitational field of the ring. Yeah, obviously, right? I mean, otherwise it'd be flying everywhere. But I wonder if, right after this event, certainly some of it has crashed down and caused some massive destruction, right? This is a new book, yeah. This is a brand new book coming soon. They say, okay, next March. Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, now we got something to talk about. Oh, man. Okay, but if you find yourself enjoying and eager to learn more about some of the scattered stories you might encounter while playing the game, then Halo the Rubicon Protocol will be right up your alley when it drops next March. Okay. This has me concerned because let me just find the article real quick. Halo Infinite. There's actually there's a little bit of news I haven't actually covered. And one of the big things that I saw recently that I haven't had the chance to cover is that Halo Infinite has no definitive release date yet. And they've even joked, like for me, like my green flag, I guess, is when 343 is serious about something, they start making fun of it. Like they were talking about making a sequel of Spartan Assault, right? That top-down shooter that no one really cared for. It was just to promote Windows 8, basically. It was just a very archaic Halo experience, kind of like Halo Wars, but you controlled, like one unit or whatever. When I hear them make a joke, then I usually think that they're absolutely done with it, right? They're not going to make any more Spartan Assault games or whatever. And they joked about delaying the game again. So I'm like, okay, there's no way that they would release it joking about delaying the game, and this was like months ago. I'm kind of worried that what if they, because the fact, like, they just released a massive amount of information at E3. But do you notice that there was no release date? I didn't see a release date. Did y'all see a release date? Maybe there was a release window, but I don't know. I covered a lot of stuff, but I don't remember covering a definitive release date or seeing one. Right? So I'm a little bit wary that this book is releasing after what I expected Infinite to release at. What do y'all think? Do y'all think it's going to be a spring 2022 release date for Halo Infinite? You think they're going to push this back like 4 months? That would put Halo Infinite well far ahead of any other Halo game development. I mean, it already is coming in at 6 years if it releases in November. And you could say it's less than that because maybe 2 years at that time they spent working on the engine. But whatever, it's still developing the game. And that with Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you think they didn't do any modifications to the engine? Of course it is. And that counts as development time. Why wouldn't it the slip space engine time? So they've been working on this game it could go up to 6 years and a half if they delay Halo Infinite to oh my, to March 2022. Which would give them, I mean, it depends too. If the flights come out and they're just disastrous, then that's gonna be a problem, right? I mean, I'm gonna change the. I think it's kind of hard to see y'all's chat here. Yeah, maybe that's a better. I think that might look better. Yeah, it's a big oof moment. Some people are saying, yeah, you won't delay it. A lot of people are saying in the chat, yeah. I mean, it's probably unlikely. It's just, I just now read that, so you're getting my live reaction of this book dropping next March. So, anyways, if you're just joining us, welcome to the live stream. Yeah, so June 24th was the big day that during the E3 times I kept saying June 24th, and we got a bunch of news yesterday, but thankfully we got this news today, which is pretty cool. There's new Sankeeli customization items on MCC. You guys have probably noticed that. This armor's coming into Halo 4. Pretty cool. On PC, I think. And then there's some lore about the armor, which I don't know if y'all want me to cover. I could just go over it real quick. Maybe I actually covered this already. These are grown inside Sankeeli assembly forges. That's cool. That's cool, using traditional fabrication techniques. That's cool. I like the lore. I mean, I don't know if everyone's into this kind of stuff, but it is kind of neat. When will it be released? Really, no idea. Did they say holiday 2021 or 2022? They didn't say anything. They said, I mean, they've been saying holiday 2021, but I can't find the article now, but there was something about the release date having no definitive release date. I think Phil Spencer just said that. Oh. Okay, so let's look at this real quick. This is an article by Kotaku. Halo Infinite release date narrowed down to a few weeks, Phil Spencer says. Okay, maybe I'm wrong, all right? Maybe we should just forget everything I've just been saying. So he says, we will have better clarity over the summer, but this isn't a months thing. This is just down to a few weeks. Instead of picking this day and having to move it by a week, which at this point would feel like a fail, we don't want to do that. So let's just wait until we're really solid on what the date is. I mean, if I were them, I would just pick that week, that whatever, what, the 3 weeks, 3 week frame, and then just pick one of the last days on that time frame. Honestly. There's not I mean, when it comes down to a few weeks, we've been waiting 6 years. The team's very committed to Holiday. We feel good about that. The way that head of Halo production, Perry Hintz, and head of creative, Joseph Staten, are running the team, I feel good about the confidence we have in both quality and getting the game done. All right, so, never mind everything I was just saying. It looks like the game will probably be releasing on time. Within a few weeks, I just wish we had a release date because I think that's just way better for marketing. I don't think, like you guys probably know Sean W's. One thing he's always says, set expectations. And that's just stuck with me because 343 has done very little of that up until like this past 2 weeks or so. But yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. Indeed. With events, customization, and progression. If you guys haven't seen my breakdown, then this stream will be useful. And basically every 3 months they're bringing out more seasonal content and new seasons, right? And that's going to have a bunch of stuff like gameplay content, whatever exactly that means. But I'm going to guess it's new vehicles and new weapons and stuff like that, which they already actually did confirm weapons are coming. Yo, what I miss? See, I knew I'm not probably gonna be, if you're late to the stream, you're gonna be missing stuff. That's why you gotta subscribe, hit on notifications bell, and then when you're at work or school, take a break and then watch the stream. It's probably not a great idea. Don't do that. But yeah, if you're free, I know. I try to cover all this stuff like in videos as well. I just think it's really fun to stream it. Are they releasing the free gameplay demo? I like how this guy, Halo Stripe, I love you. You're calling it demo. It probably is a demo, Oh, man. Okay. So, for Season 1, think of events as fun things for the players to experience and get rewarded. Almost every week, we will mix up the activities that are presented to the players. Certain big weeks will feature events that have new activities and special reward tracks, free award tracks. We will provide more details on specific events before launch, but be on the lookout for a special event type with special thematic rewards called a fracture. So, there is a special event type with special thematic rewards called a fracture. So, I guess I got that confused earlier, but there's special events, which we don't know what they're called, besides maybe we could just call them special events, but there's rewards that are called fractures. So the fractures are rewards. They're not they're not called events, or they're not an event, but they're just rather what you get from the event. The Battle Pass and other main vectors will supply canon customization. Now this part I thought was cool, because they're implying in this paragraph that there's going to be a lot of stuff that isn't canon, but also stuff that will be, depending on what you get, right? But the fracture and some events will at times lean into to things further afield, things that are not very canon, like the Yori armor shown in the multiplayer trailer. Man, this armor looks so damn cool. I mean, come on. All right, I'm going to catch up on comments real quick, see what you guys are saying. No release date because they're waiting for the competitor FPS release dates are. Oh my gosh, maybe they are. Maybe they actually are. That's funny. You know what? I'm actually going to change the chat because I think it just looks better. Well, actually, maybe I should redo that. I feel like I can see y'all a lot better. I just need to work on like a permanent stream thing. So apologies with how, I guess, low budget the stream looks. But Whatever. I see a lot of warts. Wart, you guys. It is the season of the warts right now because all that MCC season stuff. So much elite action. So you guys can't let me forget about the story theories that we're going to talk about. And, you know, for later on the stream, I'm probably going to do a Q&A or whatever if you guys want to just talk and chill. But anyway, out of the gates, players can get starting gear and get rewards from the free Battle Pass track, the paid Battle Pass track, challenges, skill rewards, event reward tracks, legacy rewards, Halo 5's SR152, for example, and be rewarded for some campaign actions. So I really want to see that again, be rewarded for campaign actions. All right. I'm thinking high. Well, was it high? I know the EOD armor in Halo 3 you could only unlock through doing stuff. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of armor that you could only unlock through the campaign. The problem is that I don't really see that happening because this game's free to play. They want to promote buying this stuff as much as possible. Maybe not specifically the Yori armor, but you'll probably have to buy the season pass, battle pass, and then earn it by playing multiplayer. I think is what they're doing. We got some questions here. Is the armor color coding free when you customize your Spartan for the first time? Yeah, I hope so. You'll probably just get white. I don't know. I mean, it's really I'm curious about that as well. It's probably going to be very similar to Halo 3, man. I mean, you're probably going to have very minimum amount of options when you start the game. Everyone's going to have the Mark 5 or Mark 4 whatever armor, or well, I guess whatever what is this armor? The Mark 7 something armor helmet. But yeah, that's probably going to be the default armor, and you're probably going to be given the most basic stuff ever, you know. But it's not going to be looking like this because this is hideous and this is Halo 4's art style. But yeah, anyway, hopefully nothing like that. So I'm really glad that Reach's armor is returning in this style and everything. What do you think about customizable AI? Yeah, I mean, we got that, man. I mean, that's coming. That is absolutely coming. Or do you mean customizing the AI, how they look? Because that would be cool. We do know that bots are going to be a thing in the game. But anyway, first and foremost, we're working hard to ensure that the Battle Pass is a grind for players. I really, 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 really like this. I mean, are they lying? I don't know. But the fact that they talk about it makes me less worried. Because not only would I want the Battle Pass, because that's something you have to pay for, right? I wouldn't want it to be too easy either. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about all of this. What do you guys think about this? Because this is all... I don't know, there's a lot of information to take in, and I don't think many of us really know how this is all going to really work or feel, obviously, right? We want it to be a supplemental reward stream for the time you were already putting in the game. I, for one, can't stand it when I'm playing the game just to complete the Battle Pass. It feels like a chore to me. I'm going to admit, I haven't actually done this many times. I haven't bought many Battle Passes and worked through it. Like, maybe Destiny, but... yeah, all the Battle Passes, though, will be permanent. That means, like, when you buy this, it's not going away. Which, it's sad. It's not sad for 343. It's just sad that the gaming industry is in this position where they have to say, by the way, the stuff that you buy, this digital game, is not going to disappear. Because that's kind of stealing from the consumer. You're giving them something, and they could potentially get nothing out of it. You know, there's actually, and this has actually happened to me. I bought, well, I could be wrong about this, but one of the $40 Destiny Battle Passes or DLCs or whatever, and have yet to play it, and I'm pretty sure it's been made mostly irrelevant now. Again, I'm not quite sure how that works on Destiny, but yeah. Jetpacks and Infinite? Anyone respond? Nothing that we've seen so far. I think that'd be a great pickup on the map, though. Season 1 Battle Passes will be around forever. You can always go back and purchase any prior Battle Passes as well. Additionally, our passes will always include various free rewards in addition to the premium track. This goes back to a few pillars of ours: provide an unambiguous value, and maintain that player-first focus. So one thing you guys got to understand is that this game is it's a live service, which means much like what they're trying to do here, and I think what most of the gaming industry is trying to do here, I think even Netflix is talking about going into games. We see this with Google Stadia. We see this with the Xbox Game Pass, which has been proven to be really good, I guess, for Microsoft's profits, I guess. Think of a more technical word, but basically, they're trying to make all these games, including Halo Infinite, like a Netflix thing. Like where, maybe it's going to be $15, every 3 months for a new battle pass. If you're going to buy all the battle passes, that comes down to about $5 a month. They're trying to make the Halo Infinite sort of like a Netflix service. But instead of starting up Netflix, you're playing Halo Infinite. But the thing about Netflix is that there's new stuff all the time. There's new shows, there's new movies, there's even experiences where you can interact with the TV. And there's things that you'll probably see in Halo Infinite that are going to be... And I think that this is the best thing. This is what 343 has been moving into for a long time. I'm wary about the microtransactions and how this is all going to... Is it actually player friendly? Like the armor coatings, we really... Well, we know pretty much, I guess what we need to know is that they're skins. They're skins that you cannot edit. You cannot edit the skin at all. These are skins. You get one skin per Spartan. It's pretty much confirmed. So, yeah, anyway, I'll stop my rant, but you guys get the picture, right? And basically to talk about, it's not player focused if, they do it wrong, and it looks like they're doing it right, I guess. And this is the Cadet Orange Armor Coating. Work in progress. In-engine render. Looks really good, honestly. I mean, it's not mind-blowing, but it's got that really clean lighting look. I'm really glad. And honestly, I should have made a comparison at this point, but yeah, everything's looking real nice compared to last year's E3. Can we change the color of some of the skins? Ben Goodchild asked. I don't think so. I don't think so because what we saw, and I'm not going to bring it up right now because maybe I could. But basically, it was pretty much proven in one of the screenshots. Maybe I could bring it up real quick. Okay, I can't find it. But basically, heavily implied that no, we're only getting one armor coating per Spartan. So, yeah, I can't find it, man. I wish I could show you guys right now, but... Oh, wait, maybe this is it. Well, maybe not. Anyway, moving on. They talk a lot about Halo Waypoint, and basically, they even bring up Bungie.net, right? But this is cool. I'm not going to get too much into this because, let's be honest, this is boring to hell. I don't consider this Halo news, and it's not fun to recap. But what you need to know here, basically, is that they're redoing their site. It's going to look much cleaner. It's going to have, let's see, for example, we designed subtle visual differences between Infinite and MCC. When we go live, see if you can spot them. So, MCC has been like a training grounds for Halo Infinite for quite some time. But you can see that Halo Waypoint is going to be on mobile, and you're going to be able to customize your armor. And there's a few small things that we can actually see and break down from actually maybe these kind of screenshots right here. But yeah, you can access your Spartan customizations, progression, gameplay stats are near and dear to all of us gamers, so allowing these to be accessible within a few taps of the finger should hopefully be pretty fun as we launch Waypoint and Halo Infinite. So, on the right image here, on the right phone, you can see there's a summary, which you can see that your season progress, XP, 5,000, 8,000. It's probably your rank. That 15 is probably a rank. And then why don't we make this much larger? Yeah, there we go. So daily challenge, bellies full of lead, 8 version, I guess version 8, right? So 8 bellies full of lead. But you got to kill 100 enemies, and then you get 1,000 XP. Then that ranks you up. You know, good portion to get up to rank 16. You can see an emblem behind that 15 as well. Now I'm getting pretty much a little bit more in depth in my video now. But anyway, Battle Pass, 4-hour tomorrow. Next reward, 2 item unlocks. Ends in 24 days, 13 hours, 24. Yeah, so down here you actually have a menu: home, customize, games, and companion, and profile. I think we're on the companion app, which is going to have the summary, battle pass, and event tabs. Yeah, so a pretty simple breakdown of, and then the customized menu item here is going to have, this pretty much confirms what the colors are, which is, in this case, a legendary helmet. Really? I'm pretty sure that's a default helmet, and it's listed as legendary. Maybe it's legendary, but everyone gets it. I don't know. But the way that this works in Destiny is, you know, the more rare an item is, you know, not everyone has it. Anyway, we see a few new helmets here, actually. My God, what did they do to my boy Recon right here? Anyway, I think we've seen this one a few times. This looks like Kelly or Linda's helmet. Keep forgetting who's who. And then see an emblem. By the way, emblems cost $2. Or is it $3? I think emblems are $3. And then, God, you know, I'm worried about the microtransactions. I know it's just gonna be a thing. You know, people are gonna get pissed. I might get pissed off about it, but you can't have microtransactions in your game without people complaining about it. When the game's free to play, I don't know. The fact that the game's $60 though, that the campaign, and then the multiplayer's like now under the tyranny of a free to play system that has to compromise with a bunch of different systems. I don't actually know what's going on here, but I just thought I would zoom in. Games. These are the games. So I guess you can look at stats even in Halo 5. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's true. Anyway, let's just try to get through this. Someone asked, what do you think about Joe Staten said at the end of this blog? Yeah, we'll get to that. But some people were pointing that out. He did say some interesting stuff there. But looking good. Halo Waypoint. I just hope they can nail this finally, because do y'all remember the Halo channel? That was kind of an epic fail. And they keep trying to do these apps, and they just haven't really worked out yet. So I would like to see, I don't know, you're never going to be able to beat Bungie. Bungie.net. Waypoint, I don't know what to feel about Waypoint. It has a lot of potential, I guess. But anyways, here's a massive wall of text. Makes me think about the ex-girlfriend sending me a wall of text, you know? And you just don't want to read it, so let's just keep going. And then we have a new design of Waypoint. God, I'm falling asleep. Okay. And then graphs. Okay. And then charts and numbers. But basically a lot of in-depth information. Let's look at this image. More stuff. More armors. Nothing we haven't really seen before. I wonder what these are. Like little 2D flat icons. It probably represents something like a texture. Attachments available. I think this is just everything that you have equipped. You know, it's just going to give you a long list of everything you've equipped. And then over here you can see the same thing on your Spartan. And then now this is on the site, and there's a tab here. You know, this is your profile and everything. You got customization, you got armor, and then, you know, this whole site is probably going to, you know, change once Infinite releases, by the way, if you're wondering what we're looking at here. But this looks like kind of like a concept of what they're developing right now. But anyway, yeah, so more customization stuff on the site. More wall of text that I really don't think has anything in it that's worth mentioning. It's just a lot of technical stuff about Waypoint and its this new redesign. So yeah, if you want to dive into that, then feel free. I feel sorry for the people like when this is like their whole job, and it's just like people like me and probably some of you guys are like, okay. There are several key features in progression, including the summary, battle pass, and events sections. From the summary page, users can view their daily and weekly challenges, see the next items to unlock in the battle pass, and the next awards from the current event. There is a dedicated battle pass section that allows users to explore their current and past battle passes. They will also have the opportunity to buy battle passes right from the app. And then we can take a look at that closer here. This is the progression menu on the left. So I guess pretty much still stuff that we've seen before in all these images. Again, what did they do to my boy? Yeah, okay. Moving on. These I actually don't fully understand. Maybe it's because I just went really hard ADHD when I read this because I just do not care. I wanted to make medallions that looked very premium. I think this is for Waypoint. Or this could be in-game medals. We do know medals are coming back. Wait, some people were wondering about that. But yeah, medals are coming back. I want to read this real quick. So the battle pass is something that we have to purchase with real money, but at least it's not like, I hope it's at not like $20. Here's the thing, the battle pass probably will be $20. And I know it's not every month, and I know it's not like a subscription, but or maybe they might. I think 343 spoke out against doing that, where selling future battle passes that aren't even being developed yet, in the future. So yeah, but anyway, like I said earlier in the stream, it's kind of like a live service, But let's skip over all this stuff. Basically, they're just more development stuff, not very enticing. I think there is some good stuff here, though. We could just read a little bit of it. We hold regular production retrospectives on how our playtest flights go. The team uses a modification of the classic sailboat retrospective where you list the things good and bad that impacted the project. So this actually does kind of tie into probably the flights and how they'll be judging the flights. But since this is for Halo flighting, we do Pelican retrospectives. We categorize things as either Marines, they help the Pelican and we want to pick them up and carry them forward for future flights, or shade turns, things that hurt our Pelican and we should avoid in the future. So that's pretty interesting. Again, sign up for the Halo Insider program if you haven't already. One of the many challenges in building a game for simultaneous release on broad range of hardware is ensuring that all of our content management and engine systems can dynamically scale to make the best use of console and PC without bogging it down. Yeah, and then on the narrative tech team, we enable storytellers to create cinematic experiences that will thrill fans and inspire them to believe in the power of heroism. We're also the first ones to get some hilarious bloopers. Yeah, that won't make it into the game, but we hope fans will someday get to enjoy. Yeah, I think they should totally share all the bloopers. That stuff pretty great. They did that with Halo 4, if you guys remember. And then we get probably pretty much the juiciest image in this whole thing. I was really hoping for more gameplay on this. We're actually not done with the update. I'm just looking at this. This all reads like Reach to me, kind of like Valhalla actually. I really hope there's a Valhalla remake. I mean, that would seriously be cool. If you guys had to have one map remade, what would it be? Let me know in the live stream chat. I'm kind of curious if you guys are hoping for anything in general. I mean, it's got to be a good one, right? I mean, maybe Blood Gulch is like overrated at this point. Blood Gulch is rather a plain map. I feel like I might be crucified for saying this, but it is kind of a plain map, But I guess it always comes down to the sandbox that makes Halo fun, not really the maps themselves. I think there's a lot of maps that have so much potential in Halo. And I think if they did more, if they made the map itself a sandbox item, and by that I mean having dynamic stuff. Like they did this a little bit in Halo 3, which I think is one of the things that Halo 3 could have really improved on. And that's why I think Halo Infinite, if they're going in this direction, could have a lot of potential. But opening doors, simply just opening doors and closing them. Like if you look back at, let's see, Halo 3 High Ground, if you got behind the gate, then you would... High Ground. Let's just look at this. Because if you got behind the wall, you could open up this gate here, right? And you actually had to get behind here and then hit a little switch, right? It was such a simple idea, and it was like the perfect one-sided map, like, such a great one flag or one bomb map. It was built for that, It's very, very cool. And I really hope that they have something like that in Halo Infinite, that doors opening and closing add a completely crazy different dynamic on the map, especially like maybe lasers turning on and off, that could really influence the map. It could be in a really dynamic or in a symmetrical way, So many possibilities with making the map a sandbox thing. But anyway, I'm getting really off track here. During the Halo Infinite section at the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase, I said the Master Chief is the heart of Halo. This is true, and we can't wait for all of you to play the latest epic and intimate chapter of Chief's story, but it isn't the whole truth. There's another hero standing besides Chief at the very heart of the Halo universe. Some of you may have met this hero back in 2001 in CE. This hero is you, by the way. Spoiler alert. We actually have... Okay, let me actually read the comments real quick. I see a lot of people saying Blood Gulch, the Pit, and the Resort, actually, which is originally from Halo 2, Zanzibar, right? A lot of people are saying Blood Gulch and the Pit. I think the Pit is a classic map for sure. Hector F., thank you so much for the super chat. He said, I'm most concerned about the campaign ending being a cliffhanger. Halo 5's XP boosters coming back and MTX store separate to Battle Pass. Thoughts? Halo 5's, are they coming back? Oh yeah, they are, aren't they? Yeah, double XP, yeah. How could I forget? All of last year was pretty much that. All right, it was just, I feel like it was just, last year, HaloFollower was just defined by armor coatings and, cringe promotion deals that had no context. Like, how well are you going to sell double XP boost with a game that doesn't even have gameplay? Like, I'm sure that all those promotion deals, they flopped because of C19, and that they probably were just out anyway. You can't get rid of all that produce. It has to go somewhere. It'd be a massive waste of money. But yeah, my thoughts on it, I don't know, man. I would like more context on the boosters. It's really high standards to expect that stuff not to come in the game, right? Anyway, I realize the chat might be in the way a little bit here. And the next step of their journey begins, the article reads, with the launch of Halo Infinite's first multiplayer season, which we're calling Heroes of Reach. Customizing your character, making your Spartan look and sound exactly the way you want is a huge part of the journey. So is tracking your triumphs and setbacks or interacting with your friends and foes on a new improved Halo waypoint. But the journey is more than that. At the center of our plans is a goal to deeply root your multiplayer character in the larger Halo universe and give them a vital, active role in the Halo story moving forward. How exactly we're going to do this in the seasons and years ahead, well, we're not ready to share the details yet. So pause, freeze. If you didn't catch that, basically they're... Okay, I'm gonna say what I think they're trying to tell us, and then I'm gonna say what I think how they're going to do it. What I think they're trying to say here is that they're going to make us feel like, in a very pseudo way, like we're a part of the Halo universe in a multiplayer way. this sounds like Spartan Ops. It sounds like Spartan Ops because they're like, oh, you can use your multiplayer character, but in a way that influences the story. And that sounds exactly like Spartan Ops, which is really, not really. Like, let me tell you, like that doesn't, to me, it doesn't feel like that doesn't feel like I have any influence. It feels like I'm playing a campaign. Like I'm not actually a part of the story. I'm just simply playing a pre-scripted experience. Now, if they wanted to do something that was really immersive, is if they had side storylines and then things like Destiny's, oh, what do you call it? Dungeons, or I forgot what it's called. But it's, you know what, someone's probably going to mention it here in a second, but the dungeons in Destiny, the events. Let's say like there's some banished captain and we have to go kill him and he's like a boss character, right? It's kind of like Spartan Ops. And he's really difficult. Like he's actually really difficult. It's like playing on Legendary and you get your friends that are pretty good at Halo and you actually lose. That kind of difficult, yeah, raids. There we go. Yeah, raids. So you're in a raid, you lose. 343 could collect all this information based off the hopefully millions of Halo players that play this raid against this banished captain. And let's see, did the captain win more or did the Spartans win more? And whoever won more would actually be integrated into actual Halo lore and will influence the campaign. That would be a really immersive way to directly influence us on the story, right? That's just something I'm thinking of. I feel like they are taking some inspiration from Destiny, right? So I'm curious to how that will be. Tom asked, "Will this video be uploaded?" Yes, it should be available. Worst case, I mean, I've been leaving all my streams public because I'm sure some people like to rewatch them and stuff or weren't available. But anyway, I'm going to keep reading this. But I can share that we picked Heroes of Reach as a seasonal theme for very specific reasons. Reach has a rich history, and I actually did not see this. Oh, that's interesting. They linked to Halopedia saying that Reach has a rich history, which, by the way, works out for me. I like this. I like that Infinite is based on Reach because of my Halo series, Halo Lost Wolves. And, we're still working on episode 2. It's going to be much more gritty. And I just feel like everything's coming together. Like, I feel like I'm in sync with 343. I feel like I'm in sync with the Halo games, and that the show I'm working on is going to be much about post-glassing of Reach. It's like the continuation of Reach, with a different team that really ties into the mainline story, or at least honors it. But moving on, anyway, I can share, they say, that we picked Heroes of Reach because Reach has a rich history. It's a key location for Spartans of old and a focal point for the new generation of Spartans preparing to wrestle with the perils and mysteries of the galaxy that has fundamentally changed after the events of Halo 5. So, modern day Reach has a couple big problems. One, there's not many people that live on the planet after the glassing, but the people that do live there are having to live under rather difficult a couple difficult situations. One, that being just the environment. I mean, the entire planet is covered in lecholite, which I read like 10,000 times in Shadows of Reach. Lecholite, which is basically just it's dried molten rock. It's just hardened molten rock. But anyway, and I think it's caused from the glassings. But anyway, the planet's screwed that way, but also the banished are there. But it looks like by the end of Shadows of Reach, they were killed off, or they went into the portal, and most of the banished forces were either defeated by the Infinity because it touched ground. It dropped like 3,000 Spartans down on the ground. Spoilers, by the way, for Shadows of Reach. And there was about 100 Spartan 4s that, kind of whooped butt, and there was a big war on Reach in 2559. And then, but there's not many people there, and the Banished are probably still a problem. But we actually do know that there are ex-Covenant species that were scavenging on the planet. And I say all this because it's really cool. I mean, most people don't know this. Yeah, Big Taco. That's the good reaction right there. People still live on Reach after glassing? What? Yeah, and I made a video about this. There's no specific numbers on it, but I believe from what I have read, and I've read extensively into this, I believe about 10,000 to 15,000 people survived the fall of Reach. I'm not talking about people that escaped the fall of Reach. I'm talking about people that survived on the planet after the glassing. And after the fall of Reach, most of the Armada, I think, regrouped with the Hierophant, which Master Chief destroyed, delaying the invasion of Earth, which eventually did come to fruition in Halo 2. But you can read more about that in First Strike, and also some other sources. If you look at my video, the people left on Reach 60 plus years later. There's people that did survive, from my understanding, on Reach. But there are, at the very least, after the war, people did come back to Reach because this was their home. And that it's actually a good location in the galaxy, I guess. Good strategic position. So, but why I'm bringing this all up is because obviously, right, there's going to be something tying into Reach, right? In Halo Infinite's story. And a focal point for a new generation of Spartans preparing. It's Reach is a key location for a new generation of Spartans preparing to wrestle with the perils and mysteries of the galaxy. That's basically what this is saying. That has fundamentally changed after the events of Halo 5. I skipped some parts, but basically, it looks like these new Spartans are training on Reach. I don't think this is Reach, though. I'm pretty sure this is Zeta Halo. So I'm not going to say that this is Reach. Let's look at the full res image. Let's see exactly what we're looking at here. I was hoping it was more in detail. These are obviously, some dummies. Spartan beats up, I guess. But yeah, we already seen this map extensively in the game. But I don't know. This just reads as Reach to me. Reach has so many massive mountains. Probably Zeta Halo. Because Zeta Halo also has these kind of looking mountains. But I don't know. What do you guys think? I just realized I killed the stream there for a second. Or live chat. They're saying that's not Zeta Halo, dog. I mean, was Reach... How could have Reach been re-terraformed? Maybe Cortana did it, but that doesn't even make sense because... I mean, why would the UNSC build bases on a planet controlled by Cortana? Or did she re-terraform it and then... Did the UNSC take over it after she was deleted? But, I don't know, maybe this takes place after Halo Infinite's campaign. Like, where Reach is fully restored. Which we do know, it does get restored. It does get well restored. I mean, do y'all remember, this? This is 2589, I believe. Right, I wish... I'm pretty sure it's 2589. But it's about 20, 30 years after the end of Reach. Where, you see that ship in the background. It's obviously, rebuilding. There's a new Alexandria is rebuilt. HaloFollower, was all of Reach glasses, or are some parts maybe still left alone so that nature can thrive? It seems Red. Yeah, you've got my attention now, Red. I will probably not forget you, but Reach was glassed from head to toe, from my understanding, except for in the First Strike, it basically said that the entire planet was was glassed like to hell. I mean, I don't really like 343's iteration. Forgot what that map was. You probably see it up here somewhere, but I don't like 343's version of the glassing. It seems a little bit hilariously like absurd to me, which is this. This is 343's version of the glassing. And this is actually a DLC map that 343 made because Bungie. Oh, y'all can't even see it that well. Let me bring up a full res image or something. Yeah, but anyway, this is a little bit. This reads absurd to me. I prefer a more subtle glassing. I think this is also 343's version, but that was seen from Halo 2 Anniversary, and this seems, yeah, it seems better. You know, it's like a midpoint between this, because this looks underwhelming. But anyway, yeah, Planet's pretty much glass. There was some places they didn't glass because the Covenant wanted... We're trying to talk about Halo Infinite, but now I'm just going on to a huge Planet Reach lore thing. But anyway, oh, y'all can't even see that again. Damn it. Okay, I need to just like move this stream somewhere else entirely. There. Anyway. My bad. Looking forward to seeing more lore accurate videos. Yeah, hell yeah. Thank you guys. I'm glad y'all are liking those. It felt really good to make the Master Chief beating up the Fortnite Chief. You know, it felt right, you know. Anyway, did you miss important stuff? Probably, Isaac, if you're just coming in. Welcome, new viewers, by the way. We've pretty much recapped Inside Infinite and also a new book, which I'll probably recap briefly again. But I was going on something about Reach. So yeah, I believe from what I understand is that people did survive the glassing on Reach. Not many. The Covenant did glass most of everything, but they did not glass the titanium mines, from my understanding as well, because, and also outskirts, like very, very far rural areas. Maybe they did, but I really don't think they did much. Even here, there's visibly large areas that obviously there's no civilization at. And all these major glassing points are really focusing on the cities, you know, the metropolitan areas and, you know, the rural or urban areas. But not so much rural areas. Anyway, titanium mines, and they actually use that titanium to build their warships as well. Because... yeah, Covenant ships are made out of titanium to some degree. And someone's asking about the Halo 5 trailer in the desert. Yeah, we should talk about that. We'll probably start doing a Q&A here soon. But they also didn't glass anything that had Foreigner stuff, because there was a lot of Foreigner stuff on Reach. And of course, they avoided glassing that stuff. So... don't spam, Nick, but I'll let you off with a warning. But I really don't know, man. I mean, let's revisit this real quick. How does this tie into anything? Maybe we ought to go to YouTube, you know? Actually, we'll save that for later, but oh man. Maybe y'all can... Ah. Okay. YouTube is not acting right. Okay. Hopefully y'all can hear that and I'm not just... Oh yeah, you're probably gonna hear it twice. What does this have to do with anything? Like, maybe this is on Zeta Halo or something. Like, the original idea was to put this on Zeta Halo. And, like, here's... Chat is moving on the screen. I'm gonna remove the chat real quick. I mean, what? I mean, there's, you know what? I mean, maybe this was something they planned for, because I kept thinking that this was for Halo 5, obviously, and there was 2 iterations of this. And I love you guys, by the way, for still watching, because we've completely derailed, I think, from from the original purpose of this video. But yeah, anyway, glad you guys are sticking around. Anyway, yeah, I mean, does this read as Zeta Halo to you? Could this have, whatever this concept or idea was, I mean, could it have something to do with what is now unfolding in Halo Infinite? I remember reading a theory that Master Chief actually found some ancient human garments or, clothes, which would make the most sense here, by the way. And Frank O'Connor, the franchise developer, I think franchise developer at 343, said, and the only thing we really know about this scene besides, well, really the only thing we know for sure from 343 is that he was trying to make himself look like someone else, basically. He was, he's trying to hide. It's a cloak. You think this is the Ark? I mean, I broke this down a lot. Like, this could be the planet in the middle, used to mine for the Halo rings. It might be a general promotion for Halo on the Xbox One. Yeah, I mean, that's what when this trailer went live, its big thing was just Halo. It just says Halo at the end. But really had nothing to do with Halo. Oh, there was another iteration of this actually with it saying Halo 5. So it's almost as if, and it got taken down, and there's versions of it you can find now, but oh man, I don't know what to say about this. It's just interesting. Community Gamer said this real quick. It's been scrapped. Chris, they've talked about that. Halo 5's narrative changed a lot. That's the Primordium Guardian. It's been mentioned in the last mission. It's mentioned in the last mission Okay. Well, that's new to me. That's news to me. Let's keep watching this. Yeah, I mean, I still like this trailer. It's still pretty cool. There's a few comments here that I kind of wanted to read. Are Prometheans going to be an Infinite? I believe they are, because Point of Light. Crap, I really need to read that, don't I? Anyway, it looks like Promethean soldiers are going to be a thing still, at the very least. Wait, Chris, can Chief go against a foreigner soldier like the one seen in Halo Legends? It's definitely possible. He can, maybe. A foreigner soldier? That wasn't in Legends. If you're talking about Promethean soldier, that wasn't in Legends. You might be confused about something, or maybe I am, and I don't. But soldiers are pretty new with 343's thing. Legends was made like 10 years ago, before 343. I'm sorry, I meant it's mentioned in the last Halo 5 mission when Osiris hears a strange loud noise, try looking for it on YouTube. Okay. That sounds like a cool idea. Let me set something up real quick. Y'all are gonna see a black screen real quick, so don't freak out. That's just me doing stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and screen capture this. Alrighty. So, yeah, let's see. Catch up with the comments real quick. Let's look for that. What was it called? Halo 5. Primordial ending Guardian. I guess. If you have a link for it, then feel free to share it, because I'm curious about getting that finally explained. Do you think Locke will still kill Chief, like in the pointless trailer that has no context? You know what I would love to watch with you guys is Halo 5's opening cutscene, because this actually might have something to do with... Let's see real quick. Halo Infinite cutscene. Yeah, E3. Like, let's just watch this real quick and then kind of just meditate on it for a second, because I think they actually hid something here in Halo 5 that's going to play out in Halo Infinite. And I guess now would be a good time for us to start talking about... shoot, what was that? Was that Halo 4? No, that wasn't Halo 4. That was totally not Halo 4. Where the hell is it? Like, with Halsey. That's what I'm looking for, is where's Halsey? Oh, okay. Yeah. Watch this, and then we'll talk about it in a second.
Spartan Locke. I have spent enough years with Oni to know the truth. Once this is over, after all I have done, they'll order you to kill us both. They'll order you.
Okay, so take note of that, and then let's watch this real quick. Because this is
the Master Chief.
Beautiful cousin.
In the next chapter of the Chief's story,
awesome.
You'll face his greatest challenge yet. But you're not alone in the fight.
Oh, the main batteries are shut down. We're stuck out here. You have one bullet against an entire army. What can you do on your own?
I told you. It's enough.
So I see.
I need you to understand. There's not much time. If you knew how you were going to die, you knew how you were going to die. How would you live your life differently? How would you live your life differently?
What happened? Where is Cortana?
The rogue AI known as Cortana is gone. She's been deleted.
How? By you?
Of course not. Did you hit your head or something? Don't you remember? My instructions were to enter this installation, imitate Cortana, and lock her down for retrieval. Yours were to take her back to the Infinity for deletion. So if it wasn't you... Okay then. There's something else. On successful deployment, my deletion routine was supposed to complete. Still here.
Good.
Good.
Something stopped your deletion. We need to find out why.
But this wasn't the mission.
The missions changed. They always do.
Are you sure?
Alrighty, so real quick, the reason why I had y'all both watch both these cutscenes is because I think that there might be a connection between these two. Like, we see that there's a lot of emphasis here on Dr. Halsey, and the creation of Cortana here, right? And even the brain, which might be one of the cryobins that Master Chief and Blue Team grabbed at the end of Shadows of Reach, which might have been created her in the first place, created this Kalmia, potentially. So, actually, my eye just got a glimpse at this real quick. Cortana's younger sister, origins of the weapon. Halo Canon did a great job on breaking it down. I think he could have gone more into the theory of what exactly is going on here, but there's two major theories. One I call the fused theory, which is one of my own, but not necessarily original by any means, because it's what everyone's thinking. Maybe not. I don't know. The other one is the theory that this is a trick, and that Kalmia, or we'll just call her the weapon, I guess. This is a ploy by Cortana, because whatever was supposed to happen here, at some point, Master Chief, at the beginning of all this big disaster, right, before the Zeta destruction event happened, Master Chief was probably somewhere on the ring when the Banish came, and put her on the ring, which they're obviously in a Foreigner installation, not a Banish ship. So she was inserted onto Zeta Halo, as she says, to mimic or pretend to be Cortana, basically, and then more or less capture her, and then bring her back to the Infinity that Chief would do, and then have her destroyed. By the way, I don't understand why they need to bring her back to the Infinity. That seems like a rather big risk. Master Chief should just bring a hammer and destroy the chip that way. Just what I would do, probably, smash the chip, get her on a chip, smash the chip. That's how you delete Cortana. I mean, right? Anyway, I digress. Cortana maybe killed this AI and is now pretending to be her, which would be kind of an epic, hilarious backfire on Master Chief in the Infinity, especially if he God knows what she could do being inside Chief's suit. We know that they're integrated, and she could probably kill Chief if she wanted. If this was actually Cortana and she had the intentions to kill Chief, which she probably doesn't yet. I hate it when I read a comment and it just completely... Someone said that my mouse is really big. I like having a big mouse. Look, everyone can see what I'm pointing at. Not that I'm pointing out anything specific, but basically, I don't know. Bringing this AI back to the Infinity at this point, being chilling out on the ring, vulnerable to an attack by Cortana, seems rather foolish to me. But there is something cut here. If you guys look closely,
Something stopped your...
look at this.
Good.
Something stopped your deletion.
It's really subtle,
Something stopped.
but I know, if you're just paying
Something
attention, you
stopped.
can see
Stop
that
your deletion. Something.
Cortana, or the weapon was actually mouthing something
Something.
right there, even though she already finished her line.
Good.
Something stopped your.
See, she's like talking, and they muted her, and then they put this audio over, interrupting something that she wasn't even saying here, which I thought was interesting. So let me know what you guys think about that. Do you think there's any possibility of the Flood returning in Halo Infinite? Absolutely. I mean, well, we know that there's Flood stored on Zeta Halo, and now Zeta Halo is partly destroyed, and who knows how many Flood specimen, Sinian safe files and tubes and stuff have now broken free from all the wackiness on Zeta Halo. So I believe if the Flood are back, then they're probably creeping around in the depths of the Halo ring, just like Halo 1, right? And then they get released. So that just makes a lot of sense to me. Flood is always returning, yeah, so I think the Flood would be nice. By the way, do y'all see that jackal? I haven't pointed it out, and it's not really like worth talking about, but there's a jackal right here. He is dead. I thought your eyes explode in space, though. Something with the that'd probably be a little bit too creepy for a. This game's probably gonna be teen rated. Let's be real, right? Community Gamer says, I find it interesting why no one's questioning how Pax Cortana would ever fit on an AI chip. That's like saying Mendicant Bias could. He killed an AI just talking part of one. I think there's a lot of wiggle room. I think these chips probably have like a massive amount of like a chip that small right now. That's like the size of a USB drive. That could probably fit like 100, maybe 200 gigabytes of space on it. Probably more. Technology's getting pretty awesome these days. But, I mean, at this pace, 500 years in the future, that could probably be 100, I don't know, 10 million gigabytes of processing power. I mean, this technology is probably extremely advanced. There's a lot of wiggle room here, I guess. You could do a lot of different things. Is it possible they just reused a talking animation and didn't remove the last part where their mouth moved? That would be rather lazy, Red. I'm waiting for other people to come in with colors like purple and blue. I don't know why, but the weapons outfit seems really familiar. Oh. Yeah. Dark Shotgun says that.
Something? Don't you remember? My instructions were to enter this installation, imitate Cortana.
So, yeah, dude, micro and cards hold 1 terabyte. Yeah, so it's getting pretty. I have 500 gigabyte USB. Okay, see, I haven't even. I'm not even up to date about this. I just know that. But we should all be able to agree at this point. We should all agree that. Come on, this chip can probably contain Cortana, right? Even though Cortana's got like a massive amount of information in her, at this point, which is kind of the reason why AIs die, is because their brain runs out of space, which, by the way, is actually quite fascinating when you look at that. There was a study or something done about 5 or 10 years ago that basically said if you put the human brain into like the strongest computers, it would fill up 2 Eiffel Towers or something like that, of just that much volume of just computing powers, what the brain is, are like human brains are capable of. But it makes me wonder what would happen if you live long enough. If humans lived for millions of years, would there be a point where we would just start spazzing out and having like, we would start going into rampant mad mode because our brains wouldn't have any space left in them. And I think, I don't know, I really don't know how that works. We build more neurons as we get more memories and our brains become more complex. But our brains are only so big, so I don't know. I'm not really talking much about Halo Infinite anymore, am I? But I find that pretty fascinating. But yeah, just to bring it back though, let's see. Can I go back to this stream? No, that's not the one. That's not the one. That's not the one. Oh wait, that was the one. There we go. Did I fix it? I think I fixed it, yeah. Yeah, so bringing it back to the beginning of the stream, we covered the Rubicon Protocol. It's a book about the 6 months between the Zeta event and the beginning of Halo Infinite, which I am looking forward to reading. I probably should, at this point, talk about Point of Light. If you haven't already, I would probably look at some Point of Light reviews and recaps, because unfortunately I haven't got around to doing that myself, so you'll have to look elsewhere for that. Or just read the book yourself. I think they got an Audible if you want to support the channel, actually. You could always sign up for that Audible link in the description, and that really helps out supporting the channel and makes these videos and streams possible. And it really just helps me out as a content creator. I actually probably rather people sign up for Audible than become a member. But actually, after the stream, sometime today, I will probably be doing a game night. And I'll probably be acquiring all of HaloFollower members' gamer tags. And it's crossplay, so if you just have an Xbox, that'll work PC as well. So, whoever becomes a member, look forward to that. I do want to do game nights, although it's not a promised perk because I'm pretty inconsistent about it. It is something that I am feeling like I want to do this summer a bit more of, because I haven't really done a HaloFollower game night with many people with Halo followers since 2018. Donnie Forbes just dropped a super chat. Is it possible Halsey used a scan of her daughter's brain for the new AI? The outfit looks similar. Well, the AIs do choose how they look. And it would make much more sense that, well, so some people, I guess, say it looks like Miranda, which makes sense because Miranda is Dr. Halsey's daughter. So it would be kind of hard to tell if even that was the case. But no, I mean, Halsey did this in a lab under Reach's ground, like 100 stories down in Castle Base. She made Cortana with like 19 brains, and it was a whole illegal process that Oni approved of, but nonetheless very illegal. And I don't think Miranda was a part of that. And that, well, she's a goner now. She's dead. So, probably not. The weapon is probably not related to Miranda. But thank you for the super chat, Donnie Forbes. I really do appreciate that. Really does help out the channel. Helps out me. How would you feel if you were a playable brute in the campaign? Oh, that'd be cool. You know what I do really want to talk about right now is this character. Because I'm just... Oh, not that character. Whoever that is. I want to talk about Jaga, dude. I honestly was thinking about this the other day. This guy is going to look so cool in Halo Infinite's cutscenes, because the cutscenes so far have been so emotional, so dramatic, and in the action so far is just so neat. But man, can you imagine this guy just walking up to Chief, low-key threatening him with his freaking elite robot arm? This guy's totally unique, I mean, maybe not universally unique, but to Halo, I mean, you really haven't seen an elite this badass before, And I like his blue skin. I think they changed that. What we see later, we see he has different colored skin in some toys, and this is just concept art. This is someone's asking who this is. See, this is what's interesting. There's so much information about the game that people don't know about. you really have to be tagging along, watching every Halo YouTubers videos, reading all the articles, really following it to really be catched up. But yeah, this is a major character in Halo Infinite. And in the Halo toy trailer or something, it's on Halo Waypoint, they actually had a segment where Jaga was attacking Master Chief, and he has this little axe. I'm surprised it's not even on Pedia. But this guy is Silent Shadow. He's probably killed Spartans, maybe some Spartan 3s. And Community Gamer asked another pretty fun question. Kill important characters in game or cutscene or both? I'd say both. I think, I mean, everything, like Tartarus, like from Halo 2, Halo 2's ending. He was a bad guy in the cutscenes, and then we had to kill him in the game. I think this, the quick time events have really been ruining games. I think sometimes they're interesting and neat, but like a Spider-Man on the PS4 was really cool. But I want to be able to just shoot this guy and him run around and do things, like just like Halo 2's ending. There's no reason why Halo Infinite shouldn't have boss battles in the gameplay. I think it can completely work, and we've seen that before. Scarabs, it's not been the most subtle, or it has been kind of subtle, but there are boss battles in Halo. Halo 3, Halo 2, you could even argue some points in Halo 1. Yeah, Community Gamer, he's part of the Hand of Atriox. He's a former Silent Shadow. I was just about to get to that part, yeah. We could read what it officially says here, just as a good recap. But this is officially from 343, right? This is from Halo Waypoint. We could read it directly from Halo Waypoint if you want. But a mysterious and battle-ravaged Sankili warrior, Jaga represents one of the several new characters that we will encounter along our way throughout the Halo Infinite campaign, with each confrontation playing its own part in Chief's continuing journey. This guy is going to be a ball buster. He's probably going to swoop around, give us a hard time, and then leave. And then come back and be harder the next time. And he has this bladed axe that for some reason I can't find. Let's see. Halo Infinite Jaga, because I really want to show it to you guys if you haven't seen it already. Here it is. Let me just grab the image link for this. This is, I believe, the official toy, although I don't recognize it. I think it's just outside the box. Yeah. You can actually buy this, I think, at Target and stuff right now. But he has like this bladed axe that is not the energy sword. It's on his robot arm. This looks like a gauntlet of sorts that's going to be used as kind of like an extra weapon, as well as a shield. And, I wonder if Chief is going to go toe-to-toe with this guy, with an energy sword. That'd be sick. In the cutscenes, I mean, we really haven't seen that. Like, if y'all saw Halo Lost Wolves, I did a little bit of that, but and then Halo Legends, there was a little bit of energy sword action, but there really hasn't been any proper duels with the energy sword in Halo, and I think it's about time, And with the cinematic quality of Halo Infinite from what we've seen so far, I think there's a lot of potential here. Jaga's boss battle is Chief, and Jaga is playing Jenga. Do you think campaign will be linear enough to keep player deeply attached to the details of the actual story? I think it will. I mean, this is a self-contained story. Concerning, but also relieving, because Halo 5 wasn't the best. Halo 4 was a good setup, but ultimately I feel like it was really convoluted with shit that people did not understand, nor did they want to understand. The Foreigner stuff was such a fun, interesting aspect of the game, but it was mostly interesting in my opinion because they kept it in the shadows, and 343 really they de-enchanted the Foreigners, which is a huge bummer. I just hope they don't de-enchant the Banished, because there's really not much. I just feel like one thing that could be disenchanted or de-enchanted, whatever you want to call it, is the not Prometheans, but the other guys, the guys that basically are gods. They're the original flood. Why can I not think of their name right now? But anyway, this guy looks badass. I think he's gonna be fun. Really, really fun. The problem with doing both is Halo Infinite isn't pre-renders, and they don't seem to be doing cutscenes. If you killed him in the game, then you couldn't really transition. Well, that guy, well, I guess Game Cheat too, but General Heed, he probably going to do some fun stuff. We know the cutscenes are actually going to be reflective of what we're doing in the story. So, or like the time of day, and whatever weapon we're holding is going to be a thing that we can see. I hope I didn't miss. Oh, okay. That was an old super chat. Sorry, I meant cuts. I mean, if he's not meant to die, I mean, we'll figure out how it all looks. I think I'm not worried about the scripting of the game being broken because we killed him in the game. If we're meant to kill him. But here's the thing. But the crux of this, what I really wanted to get into, was that I think this is the new Arbiter. Because this whole game is kind of like a spiritual reboot, 343 coming at it from the perspective of trying to revive Halo and bring back what made Halo special instead of trying to make their own special version of Halo for ego purposes. Because that's what I got with the marketing of Halo 4 and 5, and also hindsight. Looking back, it's just very obvious that they did it to... Well, from what I saw, it's like it was all about their vision instead of what was the right thing to do for Halo. It was always about their vision, instead of what people really want to see again, which they want to see quality characters. They want to see the motives of these characters. We don't want just a badass elite. We want to know who this character is, and I think this character is a bit more gone than the Arbiter was. Even though the Arbiter did kill like 3% of humanity, people conveniently forget about that. 2 or 3%. The Arbiter was a massive part to play in the Covenant War, and he killed many, many billions of humans. So what has this guy done? That's really bad. And if there is a redemption arc for him, I wonder how that's going to look. I mean, this guy has lived through the Covenant. He was a part of the Silent Shadow. He was, as the first recruit, welcomed into the hand of Atriox. That is a pretty big thing. That means I have a theory that he tried to kill Atriox, and that's Atriox ripped his fucking arm off. I think that's what happened to him. I think because we do know that from the comics, and I wish I had a bunch more material I could show y'all actively on stream, but basically, we had Silent Shadow approach Atriox in one of the comics, and I actually covered this a while ago, but the Silent Shadow turned against the Silent Shadow leader of the group. And so Atriox is a great speaker. He can turn assassins into allies, and I wonder if that's something that happened here. If, obviously the Banished were a big enemy to the Covenant, and they sent assassins to kill Atriox. They could not kill Atriox. They could not wipe out the Banished. The Banished were the second biggest concern that the Covenant had during the Human Covenant War, and they were just creating a massive problem for the Covenant. So I wonder if this guy approached Atriox, tried to kill him, got his arm ripped off, and accepted defeat, and because Atriox is such a good speaker, convinced him, you either die or join me, and we can, take vengeance upon the Covenant, take, I guess, whatever. I feel like we don't even really know what the Banished, what their motives are yet, and maybe we're not supposed to. I'm just guessing power. I mean, I hope there's more to it than that, but it looks like he's just into power, I think spiritual reboot is a tagline and just some buzzword. What month do you think the flight will start? I think mid-August. Early to mid-August. It can't be later than September. They said later this summer, so September is getting pretty late in the summer. Atriox having a vendetta against humanity is so weird. Yeah, if anything, he should feel sympathy for humanity. Because humanity was the direct victim of the Covenant. And I think that is such a shame with 343's writing. I hope there's more to it than that. But I think it's just a really cliche thing to do because it doesn't make any sense. And it's just like, oh, humans are the good guys and the banished are the bad guys and they hate humans because they hate them. I mean, what would be kind of interesting is if Atriox had a special respect for humans and maybe didn't even want to fight them. But I just don't buy this hatred of humanity, especially because the reason why a lot of the Covenant hate humanity is, now banished, is because of the bullshit that the Covenant taught them. If anything, they should be like, well, I hate the Covenant. I obviously hate the Covenant so much that I joined the banished. They lied to me. They wasted my entire life, and they threw my comrades, and this pointless goal of trying to commit genocide against humanity. But nah, I'm just gonna forget all that, and I'm just gonna keep hating humanity for no reason whatsoever. And I think it's really cliche and stupid. It's bad writing. But I think Halo Infinite's writing in this story is going to be able to pull it off in a way that's pretty unique and kind of rationalize why things are the way they are. And maybe there's more to it. There's more to it. I mean, after fighting humanity for a long time, so, humanity killed a lot of Covenant too. So, they're probably a little bit bitter about their comrades dying to humanity as well, to be fair. Would Chief be able to defeat Class 18 armor Forerunner soldiers and not a Sentinel or Prometheus? I have no idea what Class 18 armor is. I'm not that great on armor lore, to be honest. Community Gamer, the Banished were trying to remove threats to them, aka the Halo Array, which is why they went to the Ark. Why Zeta Halo is a mystery. Yeah, we don't know why they're on Zeta Halo, but, I mean, they were trying to get the Halo Array Installation 09, which they completely failed on doing because of the events that happened in Halo Wars 2 and the Spirit of Fire denying that. But now we have them fighting for Zeta Halo, and Cortana must know about it. She must know about it, absolutely. But in the destruction of the Zeta ring, Cortana must have actually died or went under some kind of different form than her ultimate power form, which is what we saw at the end of Halo 5, where she had complete control of something. I think perhaps something happened here during Zeta Halo that has disabled Cortana. Whether that's being maybe successfully captured by the weapon or pretending to be the weapon, or perhaps trapped in the weapon's body, like maybe killing her and taking her over, but now having to pretend to be her so Chief doesn't kill her. Although at the same time, she's also thrown out of the domain and she can't do anything anymore. So she's forced in the predicament of having to pretend to be someone else that she's not, particularly the person that was trying to kill her, and then getting back into the suit of an ex-friend that was trying to kill her. Yeah, that could happen, I guess, right? Maybe. If I haven't lost all of you guys with that. But yeah, there's Jaga. Atriox seems to hate humanity because of the UNSC, which isn't part of the mentality or character. He would have killed Castor's human companions on sight, which is odd. Yeah, it's there seems to be some issues. I think they rewrote some of Shadows of Reach because it ended up releasing so early. But as we saw this at the beginning of the stream, they're releasing the Rubicon protocol in March, which is gonna be a bit after Halo Infinite. So I don't know. I just keep freezing with that. But I don't know what to think about that. But anyways, guys, so I don't really know what quite else to say other than just we could do a Q&A if you want to talk about something else. I've been kind of, for most of the stream, I've been kind of going off the deep end, talking about other things, and talking about Reach and talking about the concept art here. It looks very pretty. I guess even at that, I probably just consider like what's next, right? I think we're going to be getting Inside Infinite updates again like we got yesterday, which I broke down in my video, or also in this stream, but you probably just want to watch the 13-minute video on my channel if you haven't already. And just a lot about seasons and season stuff, battle pass, customization. And next month, I hope we get more gameplay, you know? We have, right now is June 25th. And really we got, and Bonnie Ross said this a while ago. I really wish I just had it on my desktop so I could bring it up. Yeah, this stream will be available on YouTube. But I think it's going to be November 15th. That's the release date for Halo 1, Halo CE back in 2001. It would make sense to release it then. But, you know, as we read way earlier, they're moving it down to from not from months, but down to a week thing. So they have about maybe 3 or 4 week window about when they want to release this game. I think it would make the most sense to release on November 15th, but maybe that's why they're debating this and they don't really quite know what to do, because maybe they need the game to be pushed down to like December 1st. So but they're trying to make sure maybe it can be released on the 20th anniversary, because I think that'd be pretty cool. But anyways, the new Troy. Let's see what Gamer says. The new Troy Denning book with Castor going to the Ark to activate the Halo Ray is kind of interesting. They might resolve that Halo Wars 2 in that book. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Castor. Does he go to the Ark? I can't really remember. I know he was kind of defying Atriox at the end of Shadows of Reach, but I really ought to recap that. And then read Point of Light, and then this book. Halo V Beastie, thanks so much for the super chat. I feel that they are going to save the Flood as a post-launch update, and the entire Battle Pass will be a Flood survival theme. That would be cool, and I wouldn't have much of a problem with that. Although, in a way, I would also be disappointed because I really want to see the Flood return to a mainline Halo game. It's been very long, and it's about time. And Halo Wars 2 really set up this whole new direction that 343 was going into. Like they changed the art style, that was a big thing, but they also introduced the Banished. And those are two things that they have stuck with Halo Infinite, which is now about 5 years later, 4 or 5 years later. And you know, they're still sticking with those things. So they're really playing out what they've been planning for a long time. But thank you, Halo V Beastie, for the super chat. Really do appreciate it. How do you feel about a Halo Wars 2 like firefight mode and Infinite, like building defenses and calling weapons to defend yourself from waves of enemies? I absolutely love tower games, and I think that'd be really sick. We know there was a mode similar to what you just described there in that Halo Mega Bloks game that was canceled ultimately because, well, Bonnie Ross explained that it would alienate Halo fans, which I think I half believe that Halo Infinite was just going to be Mega Bloks. It was just going to be a big Mega Block game because all the promotion we got. I would say half of the marketing content on this game is like Mega Bloks. I am so sick and tired of it, man. But I'm glad that's over. There's still stuff rolling out actually, and I just don't even want to cover it because I'm like, God, please let it be over with. Please. Yeah. They're waiting for hearing about when the other games are going to release. Probably that makes sense. They probably don't want to release it like on the same day as another major game. I figure they have secret meetings for this kind of stuff, but yeah. If you guys have any last minute questions for me, I would love to answer them why we're here on the stream. But I think I might be closing it down here soon. And again, by the way, if you're a member of the channel, I'll be trying to get all new members. Like that join thing is you can join the mythic level, which is $5 a month, or the $10 legendary level. I think those are the right levels. But you know, you get priority in streams. You get some special emojis. For now, that's pretty much it. As well as some more in-depth updates with the Lost Wolves and my series or my Halo parody movie. 90-minute long parody movie I've been working on since 2018. Get some more updates on Project Eden. But other than that, I might even be showing some clips of that to members, just to give you guys an idea of what I'm working on. But yeah, let's get a few comments here. Do you believe that playable elites could return in future updates? Elijah says probably maybe in custom games. I would like for them to be at least playable in custom games. Community gamer says, I think the Flood is leaning towards the greater primordial precursor librarian Master Chief and isodidact story beats, and it'll take away from the created storyline, so not base game. That does make sense. I hope the Flood can just kind of develop its own intriguing timeline. Do you think Atriox, or its own, kind of self-contained story that's easy to understand? Do you think Atriox will be an Infinite? I'm starting to get my second thoughts, but I don't see, like, the prophets in Halo 1 were present. I think Atriox is a spiritual reboot of the prophets, him and his leaders. So we eventually did face the prophets in Halo 2 and 3, but this first game, Halo Infinite, you could look at as like Halo CE, and then Halo Infinite, whatever follows Halo Infinite, will probably, like the sequel, let's just call it Halo Infinite 2, that will probably begin to bring in Atriox, and eventually I think we'll probably face Atriox and maybe kill him. How am I not getting these super chats on one of my screens? But those cute alters comments. But yeah, let's just keep them questions coming. Halo 5 is trash. It's all filler. Yeah, one thing about Halo 5 I will say is that someone said this. I think it was OG Danny, a smaller Halo YouTuber. He talked about it, how 343 finally understands emotion and tone, and I realized that's what was really missing at the heart of Halo 5 is that it had a lot of cool cinematics and it had some actions and sad beats and happy beats, but it didn't really have emotion and tone into it. And it kind of came off as soulless. It wasn't really, it didn't really, I don't know how to explain it, but if you're a writer or a storyteller, that is one thing that Halo 5 was missing. And you don't even need to be one of those to understand that Halo 5 story was lackluster in some way. But yeah, emotion and tone is is a huge thing that needs to be paid attention to. And they understand it now, apparently, But reading more questions here. What if there was an option in the campaign to play as the bad or good guy? That'd be cool. Bringing back kind of like that Halo 2 dynamic. But I don't think they're doing that. I think they learned really hard from Halo 5 that they don't want to do any other characters. This is just about Master Chief against insurmountable odds, alone on a ring, much like Halo 1. They wanted to get back to the roots and spiritual roots of what Halo was so many years ago. Although, I'm going to be frank with y'all, I am kind of over Halo 1 at this point. I'm probably going to be crucified for this. All right, and I get it. Halo, a lot of us grew up on Halo 1. I love Halo 1, but let's be real. The guns suck. The sandbox limited. The multiplayer is more or less broken. It is broken, actually. And it's all around a very... it's just a rusty arena game at this point, and to base modern games off that it's like we've seen this with Halo Reach, right? We've seen that with Halo 4, and then they went away from that in Halo 5. But it's just like I don't want every single Halo game in the future to be just Halo 1 but better. I'm just over it at this point. Which is why I like that they're going to Halo Reach, which is interesting because Halo Reach was really based off Halo 1. It's kind of a modification of a modification. But anyway, Anyone? Okay, that's not a real question. When they said they were adding all the armors from the old Halos, I kind of pray they didn't add the Halo 5 Squidward's house helmet. I think you're talking about the Seeker helmet. I think the Seeker helmet would be a pretty funny return. Also, who modeled that guy? I know who didn't, 343, because 343 outsourced all their armors. What I'm really worried about with Halo Infinite is really the outsourcing of stuff. And since I'm kind of going on a monologue now, I feel like I should just probably throw up something on the screen. Just to have something to watch, I guess, instead of just the still image. Nope, that didn't work. Oh my god, my computer is so slow. I apologize, guys. Anyway, now that we got that taken care of, I was just gonna say real quick, let's see, I think Halo Infinite will have a sequel, we'll have spin-offs, but otherwise story DLCs and updates, I think. Yeah, probably. It's probably gonna be like MCC, but with, like, you know how MCC came out with the games? It'd probably be like that, like chapters added on top of an existing engine. And the reason why I would be excited about that is because maybe Halo Infinite could consequently, because it's being updated across the engine, like things will be just naturally updated and fixed on the engine in the older games like Halo Infinite and then Halo Infinite 2 or Halo Infinite 3. I know those are terrible names, but I'm just to get the idea across. The sequels to Halo Infinite, if they're all on the same engine, I guess there's a drawback to that, which is, will they really be improved the way that they need to be if they're on old software, right? Because we're talking about Halo running on 10-year-old software at some point, right? Whenever this whole Halo Infinite thing is over with, they say that this is the last Halo game for the next 10 years. But what does that actually mean? Yeah. So big shout out to Community Gamer, by the way, asking a lot of interesting questions, including how's my day been? Thanks for asking. Any other games I'm excited about? Zelda, Breath of the Wild 2. I'm excited about. That's pretty much it. Halo Infinite and Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. I honestly thought that. I mean, they've done some backpedaling, and I find it interesting that they've done the backpedaling when Joseph Staten got there. Halo Infinite was originally going to have. It was originally going to have upgrades and things you could find throughout the world to upgrade your weapon and vehicles and stuff like that. But it looks like they took that out of the game. And they did that right around when Joseph Staten came in, from my understanding. And he was like, obviously, if you don't know who that is, he's one of the grandfathers of Halo. He worked on Halo 1, 2, 3, and I think Reach's cinematics. Maybe not Reach, but he's one of the people that I don't want to give one person all the credit, because many people have created Halo, been part of it, and created not one person, but he kind of helped make Halo like one of the biggest senses possible. He gave it the emotional value that we love so much today with Halo 3, I think, and he helped direct the cutscenes and the story. He helped develop the story and write the story. And this guy came in and then started cutting features from Infinite that seemed a little bit bizarre, which is probably a good call. But Crypto9, he says, I may just get the multiplayer and skip the campaign part. I'm tired of seeing Craig-like characters. I mean, it's space. Give me new characters. Yeah, I was hoping for a new species. I don't know why Halo Infinite, or Halo as a series has just kind of stopped bringing in new aliens. And I don't really know why. I mean, Halo 1 and 2 introduced so many new species and really fleshed them out, but it just kind of stopped there. And I think there's a lot more to Halo than just jackals and elites and brutes, and that's pretty much it. And grunts. There's all kinds of interesting species that did not make the cut with the Covenant, actually. There's also, of course, a few other species like the engineers and the Legolo and stuff like that. But yeah, thank you so much for your super chat, Kryptonian. I really, really do appreciate that. Really helps out the channel. Subspace Engine was specifically designed for updating, much like Unreal Engine. Don't worry too much. Besides, Halo had the same engine for over 15 years. I mean, I mean, every engine's the same. It's the same reason why it's the reason why you can't just take Halo 2 maps and put them into Halo 3. Although I have seen people do that with AI. There is some compatibility between the Halo games up until, well, probably going to be up until Halo Infinite. Because they were running on the Blam engine, which I'm seriously thinking about making a campaign. I gotta ask some other Halo YouTubers if they'd be interested in helping me with this. But I want to start up like a campaign to be like baking 343. Oh my god, I got such exciting news that you guys aren't gonna want to miss. Okay, so hang on real quick. I want to start a campaign to tell 343, please release the Blam engine, because if they release the tools that made that Bungie used and 343 used to make the maps, can you imagine the kind of stuff we can see? Okay. So, with that being said, one of the developers, I think it was a senior producer or something, on Halo, the Master Chief Collection, was talking about upping the player count from getting it up to 24 players, if not 40 to 60 players on Halo, the Master Chief Collection. And it's pretty obvious that they're prioritizing Halo 3. I think that's because it's obviously the superior Halo multiplayer. But I think I mean, that's in my opinion, of course, but statistically, I think that's what most people are playing on MCC. The stats are, I was talking to someone about this the other day, but we were asking how many people play Halo every day, and I'm actually wanting to, let's look that up right now. Steam Games player count, because there's this cool site that actually, steamcharts.com, yeah. And I'm just gonna look up Halo real quick. So, oh gosh. Okay, so currently 13,000 people are playing Halo MCC. Although for the past 30 days, the average is 6,000 players. The reason why there's more players right now is probably because Season 7 just came out for MCC. But my God, that is a crazy... I just want to show you guys these numbers and show you what Halo is up against. Let's see what Halo is up against right here. Holy cow, these are numbers that I did not think were this high. I thought CSGO was at 50,000 players a day, which I said in my video that I posted today. Counter-Strike is at 600,000 players right now. 500,000 people are playing CSGO right now. Dota 2. Where the hell is... What happened to Halo, dude? I swear to God, I think Halo used to be up here. I mean, if it was ever on Steam. But man, dude, like Oh, man. Okay. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is at 100,000. Apex Legends 100,000. Rust 100,000. Team Fortress 2 150,000. Grand Theft Auto 5 70,000. Rocket League. And Halo is at 6,000 players, the average. Peak player count, almost 1 million people playing CSGO. And like when I think about like what has CSGO or Counter-Strike, the original, what has it done differently than Halo? And I would argue, not being a huge CSGO player, I would argue that what that's done differently is it's just stuck to the fucking roots of the game. Same thing with Team Fortress 2. It just added really cool modes and just stuck with the game. What worked, you know? And I don't know why Halo has had this identity crisis for so long. But it's weird to me. I feel like Halo 3 was going in, like, that was the next step, and then what Halo 4 should have been was building upon the equipment, the pickups, the sandbox, the goofiness, and the wackiness of the game, and it did a little bit of that, but it still took away so much from what worked in the past, and I just don't understand what they just keep doing it, keep doing it, and keep doing it. It makes sense why my morale is so low, honestly. You know, I want to be excited about Halo. I am now excited about Halo with this, don't get me wrong, but man, it has been a rough journey, and I think I'm done. I think I'm honestly done if this sucks. I mean, and it's not even like if they make like genuine mistakes. It's just if they're going to put massive amounts of effort into a feature that ruins the game that no one asked for, no one wants, and doesn't work and isn't fun, despite them saying it's fun. And I just fear that they might do that again. Opinion on classic red versus blue getting removed. That's a good question. So this is something, unlike what I was just saying, is not offensive. I think this is the natural step in the evolution of Halo multiplayer. It's getting rid of the colors, making it all original. I know it's to support the microtransactions, but yeah. And I think 343 and Xbox as a whole has learned to not to try to force too much competition. Community Gamer says that's why they aren't doing FOMO and doing live service and subscriptions. Let people play other games. But well, now they're not. But you know, dude, like they just admitted a few months ago that Halo 4 was basically them just trying to do what other games were doing. They basically admitted to copying Call of Duty, which I was screaming that they were, and then they were saying, nah, we're not doing that. The game's fun and it works. I'm sorry, I'm bitter. Hi, what is happening? Yeah, I'm just kind of going on a rant now if anyone's just jumping into the stream. Stream's kind of dying down, so is my energy, but I had a lot of fun talking with you guys. I hope the stream's been fun so far. I don't really have much more to say. When I get into the negative rant territory, this means I probably should wrap up. The players all follow wherever the big streamers go these days. They don't make money off Halo, so no one really watches it and plays off of it, which is unfortunate. That's a really good point, actually. Who said that? Buttony Square 8? Yeah. Shout out to this dude. That is absolutely true. Halo 3 did really it was really successful because of its fun gameplay, but I think it had a lot to do with MLG and the esports scene and constantly promoting it. I think they're trying to do that with Halo Infinite. I mean, man, if Halo Infinite ever popped up on this top Steam charts thing, dude, that would just be... Come on. I mean, can you just imagine, you guys? Like, can we just... I'm gonna do something real quick. I wanna blow y'all's minds, alright? I'm gonna blow y'all's minds. Okay. Yeah, look at this, alright? Here's a little bit of dreaming, alright? Look at it. Whoa, Halo Infinite. Whoa, current player count. 471,000 people. Can you see it, you guys? Can you see it? Is that believable? I just inspected Element, if you're wondering. Feels good to look at that, though, I tell you. Hope you have a good night, brother. I'm leaving Africa. I've been here for 3 months for family. Oh, finally go back to the States. Hell yeah, Community Gamer. Well, thank you so much for tuning into the stream, dude, and as well as the rest of y'all. You know, shout out to the questions that were asked. I obviously haven't been able to get to all of them, and yeah, I'm just I think Halo Infinite, I think I'll just leave the stream with saying this, like Halo Infinite, I think it could really benefit from getting streamers on board. you know, if they got Ninja to stream this thing, I hate to say it, but I mean, if you appeal to the streamers, then you're kind of golden. I mean, a lot of these games are very socially friendly, you know, like you can make YouTube videos about it. That's where people are influenced, is YouTube, you know. I see a lot of people come on and watch HaloFollower and you know, usually kind of agree with whatever I say, because you know, that's not a big problem, but it kind of can be, just agreeing with whatever your social media outlet says, you know. If you're just listening to me and taking my opinion completely seriously and not forming an opinion of your own, that can be a pretty toxic thing, you know. Anyway, we've completely diverted from the beginning of this video, haven't we? New book, new Inside Infinite, and what else did we talk about? We talked about Reach. We talked about about pretty much the recovery of Halo. And yeah, I think I'll just leave the stream there. I hope you guys enjoyed and found value in the stream and chilling out with me. I might be doing these more regularly. And yeah, that's it. But thanks so much for watching, guys. I will catch you in the next one soon. And you take care. You have a great day, great evening, or wherever you are in the world. Great night, and peace.